We're entering the end of 2022. The leaves are falling. There's that crisp, cooler air outside, and the gaming industry is saturated with farming sims. Back in the day, it used to just be Harvest Moon and Rune Factory, but since Stardew Valley released in 2016, every publisher has wanted to mimic and make their own Stardew. But none of them ever can, and that's because with Stardew, it's not about the farming. It's not about the mining, the relationships, the town, the mechanics. Creator Eric Concerned Ape Barone may or may not even know how it happened, how this crock pot of all of these elements created magic. I'll make an attempt at explaining what that magic is because it is this exact thing that changes people's lives when they play this game. People actually leave the city and buy farms because of this game. People get married because of this game. It has gotten so many people out of depression and funks. It helps people through tough times. It improves people's lives. For me, while playing Stardew, I started working out again, hitting the gym, meditating, eating right, going to bed early. I strangely developed a really positive routine. And this is by no design in the game. This is a byproduct, an accident, an effect of the magic that is within Stardew Valley. I'm Grim Hollywood, 3,000-year-old immortal actor, and I've spent 172 hours playing Stardew Valley. Recently, a close loved one of mine bought me the board game for my birthday, and it's up on the mantle. It's one of my prized possessions. Lastly, because I'm no academic scholar, this isn't an essay or a traditional gaming documentary. This is more of a sesh. Before we begin, I won't be going into what Stardew is, or the success of it, or how it was made, because everybody by now knows the story of the one man that created the game, the coding, the artwork, the music, the mechanics, everything. One guy did that, and that's incredible. And perhaps that's the reason why Stardew is so damn special, and why no game studio can replicate it. Nikola Tesla said, "The mind is sharper and keener in seclusion and uninterrupted solitude. No big laboratory is needed in which to think. Originality thrives in seclusion, free of outside influences beating upon us to cripple the creative mind. Be alone. That is the secret of invention. Be alone. That is when ideas are born." That is why many of the earthly miracles have had their genesis in humble surroundings. This is possibly why Stardew has this magical quality. It came from one man's heart and soul, because his idea of what he wanted this game to be was untouched by any outside influences. It's, in a sense, the purest form of his art. Not to say that groups of people can't create great things, but look at it like this. If I have an idea for a table, to build one, I know what kind of wood I want to use, the structure of it, the finish, the entire design. I can see it in my mind, and I can feel the feeling of it, sitting down at the table, eating dinner there. Maybe I put a candle on it, perhaps. I can picture what I want out of it, the whole thing. Now, to explain that entire design and feeling to another artist, parts will naturally be lost in transferring the idea through interpretation. I can't take my total dream and play it like a movie in your mind. Of course, there's something to say about collaboration and its ability to create great things, but as far as this concept of the solitary idea goes, Eric Barone's dream of how he wanted Stardew Valley to be is pure, almost totally beyond explanation. David Lynch talks about the idea quite a bit.
An idea comes, and you see it, and you hear it, and you know it.
How does it come?
It comes like on a TV in your mind. So they're beautiful gifts. And I always say you desiring an idea is like a bait on a hook.
Yeah.
It can pull them in. And if you catch an idea that you love, that's a beautiful, beautiful day. And you write that idea down so you won't forget it. And that idea that you caught might just be a fragment of the whole, whatever it is you're working on. But now you have even more bait. thinking about that small fragment, that little fish, will bring in more, and they'll come in and they'll hook on, and more come in, and pretty soon you might have a script, or a chair, or a painting, or an idea for a painting.
So that's maybe why Stardew has this potential life-changing magical effect. But how? What is it in the game? I want you to watch this for a second. Perhaps it's easier felt when you play the game than it is seen, because the magic here is in between the lines. Perhaps it's this amalgamation of the music, the artwork, the characters, or the nature in the game, all of that meeting time. In Stardew and Harvest Moon style games, a clock is ticking from the moment your character starts a new day. When night comes, if your character is not in bed at a certain time, you'll pass out and face a penalty of some sort. This mechanic encourages activity to get the most out of each day. You have a certain amount of time to fish, water the crops, go to town, go mining, socialize with friends and family and loved ones each day, building upon the last. And as you repeat that process, you maybe walk down a different path and learn new things. It's here that Stardew meets life. It bridges the gap between a day spent in the video game and a day in your own life somewhere, and somehow it reflects it back to you. As you work with time in Stardew, a reflection is somehow shown of yourself, and at a certain point of playing, you ask the question, what do I want to do with my life? Am I living the way I want to live? Am I doing what I want to do? This is maybe why so many people, while playing Stardew, end up pursuing their dreams. Now, many other games that focus on time management don't have this life-changing sensation, and why is that? Maybe it's this incredible heart and soul that is in this game, the kindness and the warmth of the characters in the town, but I think it's because, simply, Stardew is Zen. It's peaceful. When you're working with time in Stardew and trying to get the most done in a day, to even in the mines when you're battling for your life, there's this quality of stillness there. The music and the town and its people, the feeling of the farm and the animals and the seasons changing, all the way up to the mountains by the river. In Zen Buddhism, there is great focus on routine, which is practiced in Stardew. See, a monk wakes up and makes his bed, and so do farmers, and then eventually, so do gamers. As John Keats says, philosophy will clip an angel's wings, so I dare not dissect this game too much, but somehow, in some way, these features in this beautiful game all combine into this feeling of peace. That, alongside a daily routine, it reminds people of the finite nature of life in the most beautiful way, reflecting it off the screen, into our souls, and into the sky. To edit this video, I returned to Stardew for the first time in years, and I fell in love with it all over again. I had new content to enjoy, a new island to explore. It was the start of spring, and I had crops to plant, and Leia's going to show me how to paint in the forest. And it's also 7 p.m. at night now, and I have dishes to do and dinner to make and chores. So I'll end the video with this. I should have named this video Stardew Valley Touches People's Hearts, because it's touched my heart, and it's I'll leave it with that. Namaste.